Well, I think, but what I love that Sean Carroll does is he takes that to anything. And, you could take that and literally apply it to anything, to consciousness itself as an emergent phenomenon.
Right.
But even just what I love that he describes himself is a naturalist, but a poetic naturalist. So that he does believe there's a physical world. He believes that everything is physical. There's nothing separate from a physical world, and that anything that it comes across as spiritual or conscious or not, is emergent from that. But the poetic side says, just because a chair isn't real doesn't mean that we can't still call it a chair. It would be pretty inconvenient, to describe the bazillion atoms and whatever or interacting fields that are making up this emergent phenomenon of a chair that is very functional to talk about on the human scale. And so therefore, it's real. It's a real thing. Just because it's not fundamental doesn't mean it's not real.
Right.
And therefore, consciousness is real, and free will is real, and humans are real, and the future is real, or it will be real. But that's what I realized. I'm like, wow, I've really been brainwashed by Sean Carroll, because he's so committed. And then we were sort of joking about how he is just he just speaks in a way that's very compelling.
Yes. I mean, and he doesn't throw out any of the baby with the bathwater of religion. I think he does a good job of keeping but not being tethered to, I think a lot of even scientists can't untether themselves from religion. And I've heard good arguments for that. Like, of course, you go, okay, what do you mean by God? It's like, okay, they might mean something totally different than what you initially thought.
Right.
So there are plenty of scientific ways to use that word, God, Right. But yeah, I agree. Sean Carroll is such a consistent worldview, and he doesn't get rid of any of the complexity, because he always talks about emergence and stuff.
Right. And in a way that's not cheating, because it's easy to abuse that word.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, as a musician, like, most of what we care about when we listen to music is emerging, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's all emergent.
It's all emergent. It's not like you go, whoa, look at that note. Right. I mean, sometimes you do, and that's great. It's like that. Yeah,
but even that's emergent.
But yeah, what is an A flat? It's an emergent thing that you built. It's actually many, many frequencies at once that you're just averaging out to one sound in your head. It's filled with all these overtones,